Jason never thought of himself as an angry person. He preferred softer labels: passionate, honest, straightforward. In his mind, he was simply a man who spoke the truth. But somewhere in his late 20s, living alone in a quiet apartment in Phoenix, he began noticing something he could no longer ignore. People weren't misunderstanding him. They were drifting away from him. His girlfriend left after one explosive argument that started over something small and spiraled into words he couldn't take back. His younger brother stopped calling because every simple disagreement turned into Jason snapping. Even at work, his coworkers chose distance. Nobody wanted to be the one he'd blow up on during stressful days. Jason blamed pressure, life, stress, anything but himself. But every night, when the apartment went quiet, when the glow of the lamp softened the room, he felt it. The regret, the guilt, the lonely realization that he was the one common factor in every damaged relationship. The moment that changed everything wasn't dramatic. It was painfully ordinary. He was talking to his mother on the phone after a long, exhausting day. She offered gentle advice, nothing harsh, nothing offensive, and Jason snapped at her, his voice sharp and cutting. She went silent. Then she said softly, "Jason, I don't deserve to be spoken to like this." She wasn't angry, she wasn't emotional. She just sounded tired. Something inside him cracked. After the call ended, Jason sat on the edge of his bed, finally seeing what he'd avoided for years. He wasn't passionate, he was angry, he was reactive, he was hurting the very people who loved him. And the worst part was that he didn't know why. He opened YouTube to distract himself, but a video appeared, an interview with Will Smith, filmed after the Oscar incident. Will spoke openly about emotional control, about how even disciplined men can lose themselves in a moment of anger, and how shame solves nothing. Hurt people, Madmiki, and healed people don't, he said. The line hit Jason like a pin in the chest. He played it again and again. He watched another video about an MMA fighter who admitted he had to go to therapy to break his anger patterns because physical strength didn't fix emotional wounds. Jason realized something he had spent years avoiding. He wasn't angry at people. He was angry at himself. And the world around him was paying the price. That night he cried quietly, the kind of tears men hide, the kind that come from truth finally breaking through decades of denial. When the tears stopped, he whispered, "I can't keep living like this." The next morning, he didn't justify his anger. He faced it. He researched how anger actually works, how the brain builds emotional reflexes, how childhood environments shape reactions, how unresolved wounds spill into adult relationships. He booked his first therapy appointment, even though embarrassment chewed at him. He found a simple technique online. When he felt heat rising in his chest, he would pause for 10 seconds before speaking. The first week was chaos. He slipped constantly. He snapped at a coworker. He got irritated in traffic. He raised his voice at customer support. But he kept trying. By the second week, he added evening walks to clear his mind. By the third, he called his younger brother and apologized, truly apologized, without excuses or explanations. By the fourth week, during a stressful meeting, he felt the familiar rush of anger. And for the first time, he paused, breathed, and stayed calm. That small moment felt like moving a mountain. He started journaling every night, marking moments he lost control and moments he didn't. Patterns appeared. His anger flared when he felt powerless, unheard, or insecure. His outbursts weren't about others. They were echoes of wounds he never healed. He read stories of men who rebuilt themselves, like the Indian entrepreneur who lost everything through impulsive decisions and rebuilt his life through meditation and discipline, or the veteran who learned breathing techniques to quiet PTSD-driven rage. They weren't perfect men. They were evolving men. And Jason finally wanted to evolve too. Months passed. His mother visited him, expecting the old Jason. Instead, she found a man who listened before speaking, who took a breath before reacting, who carried calm instead of chaos. She touched his shoulder and smiled. "You seem different," she said. For the first time, Jason felt proud. Not because the world approved of him, but because he finally respected the man he was becoming. One evening, sitting beneath the Arizona sunset turning the sky orange and gold, he understood a truth that felt like freedom. Anger isn't strength. Control is. Anyone can explode. Anyone can break things. Anyone can push people away. But it takes real strength to stay calm when everything inside is burning. Jason wasn't perfect, and he didn't want to be. He just wanted to grow. And as the last light faded, he whispered a quiet promise to himself. I'm finally becoming the man I should have been all along.